Okay, you ready for me to roll?
Yes, before you get started, I'll let you introduce yourself, but Pres is an amazing human being. He is the regional director of the Ohio Valley region with many other accolades. So Pres, we just thank you so much for being here and pouring some knowledge into us, and I'll let you take it away from here.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for having me. I'm honored. I was just saying I'm down in Dayton, so I'm not that far. I didn't realize how close y'all were. I'm like, dang, we should have just met in the middle or something.
Yeah, we totally could have.
And so that's cool. So yeah, we're your neighboring region. We're down in we have our region covers the southern part of Ohio, obviously, and then southern half of Indiana and all of Kentucky. I am again honored to be here with all of you. So again, my name is Pres McKissack. I am the regional director of Ohio Valley region. Also, part of my claim to fame is I was born into the McKissack family. So if you know Jim and Linda McKissack, they are our #1 profit share earners in all of KW. And so I had a really unique vantage point growing up. I got to watch my family go from $600,000 in debt to financial freedom, life by design, everything we talk about inside of KW. I'm the youngest of 4, so I'm the youngest by a lot. So I got to watch their journey of debt to rise to financial freedom. And a big part of that was Keller Williams and Profit Share. And in doing that, it gave me an amazing opportunity to see what passive income can do and the life that you can build if you choose to make a career out of Keller Williams. And not many do, but those who do decide to do that benefit greatly. And so today we're going to talk about that. I'm going to share my screen with you. Can everyone see my slides? Perfect. Okay. So let's talk profit share. Linda and I teach a program called Profit Share Masterclass. And what's exciting is we're actually revamping all the content right now. So we're filming actually on Monday. So you all are getting the first glimpse of some of our newest updates and changes to our profit share course. And the thing that always drives Linda and I the most when we help people with profit share is this phrase right here. This is really our slogan. This is our rally cry, if you will, which is that in profit share. And let me ask a question real quick. Are y'all seeing all the slides? Or are you guys seeing just the one slide?
Yeah, we are seeing all. I can see the bottom ones.
Okay. All right. Let me fix that. I do this sometimes.
Yep.
Okay. How about now?
Technical difficulties.
How about now?
There we go. Yep. That's
okay.
Good.
Cool. All right. So this is really our mission statement, which is to build wealth, change lives, and create a legacy. And if you do it right, you will have the opportunity to do this inside of KW. What's interesting is a lot of people choose not to, and we're going to kind of talk about that today. So today, really the main thing that I want to do with you is I want to show you how one of the benefits of my role is I've working with Linda and our community we've built up around profit share. I have gotten a front row seat into our top profit share earners inside of KW. And I don't just mean the Linda and Jims of the world, right? Because Linda and Jim have been at this for 31 years. So their profit share looks a lot different than a lot of other people's. However, there are people today inside of Keller Williams that are sponsoring way more people than Linda and Jim ever did and growing their profit share at a faster rate than Linda and Jim ever did. So I've gotten an opportunity to see that happen. So one of the things I want you to walk away with today is being able to clearly see 2 different strategies and paths for how you can go and sponsor anywhere from 15 to 100 plus people a year, depending on what you want to do. We've got people who are literally recruiting hundreds of people a year into our company. And we've got some people who recruit none. So it's really interesting to see the difference between those who do and those who don't. The main thing is this, though. There's a new strategy, if you will, inside of Keller Williams to grow your downline. And that strategy involves, number 1, not sacrificing your sales business. Number 2, not sacrificing your family time. And number 3, part of one of my favorite ones, which is no cold calls. Because who wants to do that? No one likes to cold call. However, we do like it when we have people reach out to us about the opportunities inside of Keller Williams. So we're going to kind of talk about these strategies. And there's really 2 main ways to do that. So over the last 4 years that Linda and I have been building up our community around profit share, we've kind of settled on really two visions, two things we're on a mission to accomplish and do. The first one is we're going to help 100 KW associates sponsor over 100 people a year into Keller Williams. We've already done this with 3. So there's 97 spots open for those who want to go down that path and go really big, really fast. And then outside of that, for those who are like, hey, I don't want to go all in, but I would like to build my profit share, we're going to help 10,000 Keller Williams associates sponsor 100 people into their downline. And I want you to just think for a minute, if you had 100 people in your downline, what would that do to you over the course of your career inside of Keller Williams? And what's amazing is our profit share is willable for generations, meaning that whatever you build, you can will to your beneficiaries and they can will to theirs and they can will to theirs and so on and so forth. And you're talking about building a generational opportunity for those inside of your family. And so really that's part of why our mission is really around legacy, because I stand on the shoulders of giants. What Jim and Linda did is going to go to me. It's going to go to my kids, it's going to go to their kids, and there's generational opportunities to serve and give to other people. And so we are all in on this company. We always have been, and we always will be. Now, this is what Jim and Linda's profit share looks like today. So I want you all to just sit back and think about this for a minute. Over the lifetime of 31 years of being inside of this company, they have earned over 15 million in lifetime profit share. That is a lot of money. I think we all agree. That's a lot of money. And for a lot of people, they hear that number and they are immediately like, first off, it's hard to comprehend. But second off, it's like, that's great for Linda and Jim. I don't think I can ever do something like that. I'm going to kind of reiterate what I said earlier. I'm going to show you people today that are building their profit share faster than Jim and Linda ever did, sponsoring more people than Jim and Linda ever did. And I also like to show Anna and I's, because I want you to see, like, Anna and I have not, Anna's my wife, my amazing partner in life. Her and I have not been in Keller Williams that long, right? I know if you probably look at my face, I look like I'm about 15 years old. I'm slightly older than that, right? I'm 31 now. So we haven't been in Keller Williams that long. And this year, we are going to pass the $100,000 in lifetime profit share. And all of that money we take and we put that into other assets. So we've taken some of that money and put them towards, we own 2 rental properties. We've put that money towards helping us buy rentals. We own 2 Keller Williams franchises ourselves. We've taken some of that money and used it towards helping us buy those businesses, those opportunities. So what's amazing is, again, there is great opportunity inside of profit share today. And really, if you think about the lifetime profit share, it's $1.4 billion that have been shared over the lifetime since profit share started. So the question I want to ask you is, how much of that do you want to go get? Because that opportunity is open to all for those who want to go after it. So, all right, here's what I want to do. I can't see the chat. So if you want to unmute and shout it out, but I want to know, less than blank percentage of KW associates have less than one person in their downline. What percentage do you think that is? What do y'all think?
50%,
10%,
somebody said in the chat.
Good guess. Good guess. How about we split the difference? It's 35%. Less than 35% of our associates have at least one person in their downline. So as big of an opportunity financially as it could be, very few people have made the decision to go build their profit share. And there's a multitude of reasons. I'm going to kind of highlight some of the big ones that I hear, because I work with Linda. Linda's the person in our company that gets the calls from the people who are like, Linda, I'm at the tail end of my career and I want to move to Florida, right? That's what everyone in Ohio does. They all go to Florida. They're like, I want to go to Florida, but I can't stop selling real estate, because every day I've woken up and I've focused on building my active income and I haven't spent a lot of time on my passive income. So I'm ready to learn about this profit share thing. And so we get those calls, and there's a multitude of reasons when we ask, well, why haven't you gone after profit share? These are the big ones that we hear. So I want to kind of go over these with you. Number one, biggest one I hear is they think profit share is either or, not and. What I mean by that is they think that to go build my profit share, I either have to do that or I have to build my real estate business. I cannot do both. And what I want to tell you is the best people in our company that are building their profit share, they do both. Meaning that they do the same. When you study wealthy people, what you'll find is wealthy people find ways to generate more than one stream of income doing the same activity. So here's a good example of that. How many of you eat lunch every day? Right? Maybe not all of you, but a lot of you eat lunch. What if you said, hey, at least 2 times a week when I have lunch, I'm going to have lunch with an agent who's not at our company? That would be a very good dollar productive use of your time. Or here's another one. How many of you either lead generate for business or know you should be lead generating for business? Every hand, right? Every hand goes up. What if you said, hey, at least 1 or 2 times a week when I lead generate, I'm going to lead generate in the room with an agent who's not with our company. And they're going to either sit there and shadow me, or I'm going to sit in the room and shadow them, or maybe we're going to do it together. So the reality is, when you want to go build your profit share, it does not have to be an either or. It is an and conversation. You just have to be purposeful about the time you have so that you're not having to create a whole bunch of extra space. Because the reality, at the end of the day, we all have 24 hours, right? You know, I wasn't given 36 and you 12. We all have 24, and it's what we do in those 24 that matter. The second reason is I should have got here sooner. This is a big one. I hear this all the time. I should have gotten here sooner, and I'd have profit share like Linda and Jim. Well, the reality is there are a lot of people who did get here sooner, and they don't have profit share like Linda and Jim. And there are a lot of people who've gotten here later, like today, and watch what they do with their profit share. Some of the people I'll show you today, they're building their profit share today, and they didn't get here early. Here's what's something interesting you may not know. Our company pretty much, and this is true in real estate in general, the industry turns over about every 2.5 to 3 years. We have a new influx of a massive amount of people who come into the industry. And there is a huge opportunity. All of those people who join Keller Williams have to name a what? They have to name a sponsor, right? That is factual. Every single one of them have to name a sponsor. The question is, are they going to name you? And so what I would tell you is, it's okay that you didn't get here at the time of Linda and Jim. I didn't either. And you still have an opportunity to go build an amazing amount of profit share. The third one is, it's too late for me. Again, it depends on how fast you want to do it. I'm going to show you people who are building it really fast. I'm going to show you some numbers today. You get to make the decision on how fast you want to do it. It could be as short as a few short years, or it could be as long as Jim and Linda, a lifetime, right, at the company. Number 4 is, it's not top of mind. This one is really, really true. It's so much easier to go focus on building your real estate sales business than it is on building your profit share, because it's faster. Wealth building is slow. I have yet to find a single wealth building strategy that is fast. So if anyone has found it, let me know. Would love to learn what that is. Wealth building is a slow process. It takes time. Right? Time is the element on building wealth. So with keeping it top of mind, what we always teach in our course is, you should put something in front of you. We recommend you print off a check and you write how much profit share you want to receive. And you put that somewhere where you see it every single day as a reminder to tell you to keep building your downline and to build your profit share every single day. What am I doing to invest in the right people? All right. Number 5 is, I'm not a recruiter, which is a great one. Let me tell you, you don't want to be a recruiter. There are people at other companies that are recruiters. You do not want to be a recruiter. You want to be a relationship builder. That is a fundamental difference between those who build big profit shares and those who get the reputation of being the person that nobody wants to pick up the phone and answer. Okay. You are a people developer and you are a relationship builder. It's very different. Number 6 is, it takes too much time and effort. And again, that goes back to, it's too late for me, which is, you can do it as fast as you want to. It just depends on how much time you're going to allocate towards it. I will tell you, and I'm going to show you people today, it's not too late and it's not too much effort. It is effort, but it's not too much that you can't do it and also build your business. Number 7, profit share is only for top agents. I will tell you that there is a truth in the past that if you had high production and you were an influential agent, meaning you built your business the right way and you had good relationships, you did have an advantage over someone who was new coming into Keller Williams. I'm going to show you a strategy today that eliminates all of that. I've got people inside of our community that aren't even a licensed agent who are building their profit share. So it really doesn't matter. There are 2 really strategies for you to pick from. You don't have to be a top agent. Obviously it does help with some influence, but you don't have to be. And then number 8, there are other better models. I hear this one a lot. You've got, competitors that have popped up that have taken our concept and made their own spin on it. I will tell you that those models are their models, and they're fundamentally different than what our model is. Some of the big things that I would tell you on those models is, number one, at KW, you're not mentoring agents. At some of these other companies that have a revenue share model or a similar concept to a profit share model, you are the person who's intended to mentor those people. When you are mentoring people, what are you not doing? You're not selling real estate. Okay. So I talk to a lot of people who have come from those companies back to KW, and they commonly tell me like, hey, the amount of time I was having to spend mentoring people was taking me away from selling real estate. And I didn't have time to do that. I make money from selling real estate. I want to sell real estate. The second thing is checks and balances. At Keller Williams, if profit share is going to change, any of those changes has to go through the International Agent Leadership Council. Gary Keller cannot say, well, I'm just going to change profit share and therefore it's changed. At the other companies, that's exactly what they do. There is no International Agent Leadership Council at some of these other competitors that say we can't make those changes, and here's why. So if those companies need to make those changes and they've made multiple, they can just make it, and you'll watch those people's income from that rev share or whatever, it will shrink significantly. And so Jonathan, one of my good friends, he saw his profit share, cut in a third, or rev share cut in a third when they did that in the past. The other thing is a fundamental difference of culture. When we profit share, every single one of the agents and the leadership inside of our company are on the same side of the fence. When you share revenues, that's not true, because the agent does not care how the company is run. They just want the maximum amount of revenue shared back with them. And it's a fundamental cultural difference. And it is a real thing, and it matters. The other two other parts is the value prop of Keller Williams. Hands down, I believe it, and I've experienced it. Keller Williams is the absolute best value proposition for an agent to run their business and to build an amazing life by design. There's no question we have the greatest leader, and we have the greatest model to do that. And then finally, long-term sustainability. Keller Williams has been around a long time. And that with that comes a proven track record of profit share is a real thing, and it's not just going to go away. It's going to continue. And again, it can't just be changed because someone wants to change it. It's only changed through proper checks and balances. So those are just some of the things I would share with you. I hear all these reasons all the time. The main thing I want you to take away though is this: you can have reasons or results. You can't have both. And that is a bold law, right? We've all heard that in bold. And so, you get to decide. Any one of these could be true for you. Any one of these reasons could be your reasons for why you haven't. But what I'm going to challenge you today is I'm going to try and challenge your assumptions today to think, maybe I should go after my profit share. I'm at this company. I have this opportunity. I should go after my unfair share. Okay. So in our course, we teach two key strategies. The first one I'm going to share with you is what we call the recruiting platform model. This is the newest strategy to grow your profit share inside of this company. Okay. And I'm going to walk through that with you now. So what the heck is a recruiting platform? A recruiting platform is a system for sponsoring agents into our company at scale, leveraging technology, automation, and evergreen value-based content. I love this quote by Tony Robbins. He says, "Success leaves clues. Go figure out what someone who was successful did and model it. Improve it, but learn their steps. They have the knowledge." So to kind of walk through this model with you, I'm going to share a story. This is my best friend. His name's Nick, and I'm the handsome guy on the left, and he's the other one on the right. But in 2017, has anyone ever read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book? Yes. I'm assuming probably multiple or many of you have. It's a great book. In that book, the kid in that story was kind of like Nick. His family are educators, and so he grew up in a very different environment than I did. I'm in the family of entrepreneurs, right, and wealth builders and things like that. So he grew up since we were about 3 years old. I couldn't get rid of the kid. He just kept showing up. So we spent a lot of time together, and he got to watch Jim and Linda's life change just like I did. And I remember we were getting ready to graduate college, and he looked at me and said, "Hey, I want to go build wealth and passive income." And so we originally thought like, "Hey, he's going to go sell real estate. That's going to be Nick's path." Well, he got in, and he quickly realized he didn't love selling real estate. he just wasn't passionate about it. However, he loved investing in real estate. And he also was curious about this thing called Profit Share because he loved this company. I mean, we went to Quantum Leap when we were 15 years old, had a profound impact on his life and my life. And so he saw the impact of this company. He's like, Press, do you think I could build Profit Share and invest in real estate? And seeing that Nick is in my downline, I'm like, that's the best idea you've ever had. Let's go figure out how we do that for you, right? Because when he wins, I win. So in 2017, we had a call with a guy by the name of Brent Mitchell. And Brent Mitchell, if you don't know who that is, he is the GOAT, the greatest of all time of sponsorship. He has sponsored over 2,000 people into our company, into his first level. And he's been doing it for about 10 or so, maybe 12 years now. And so in 2017, we had a call with Brent and we're like, hey, what are you doing? How are you recruiting literally hundreds of people a year into the company? And so we had a call with him. He outlined everything he did. Then at the end of the call, he goes, Press, Nick, the thing I will tell you is just go do it. And I'm like, what do you mean by just go do it? He said, well, I have these calls with people all the time, but because of the technical element of building a website and setting up all the automation, most people never go do it. So my ask is, will you guys please go do it? So we went back and we actually did implement what he said to do. And so now what I want to show you is Nick's numbers over the next 4 years of building his profit share. So we went back, I helped Nick build the system that Brent said to go do. We added our own spin on it. I have a background in digital marketing and how you connect with people that you never talk to on the phone via the internet and email and things like that. So I infused some of that into our version of what Brent said to go build, and Nick then ran with it. And so over the next 4 years, this is Nick's sponsorship numbers. His first year, he sponsored 79 people into the company. His second year, he sponsored 99. He couldn't have done one more. I mean, how can you get to so close to 100 and not get one more? I don't know, but he did it. In 99 that year, year 3, he broke 100, 128. And his fourth year, Nick recruited 163 people in 1 year into Keller Williams. And what's amazing is he did that in less than about 20 hours worth of work. Now, that was his focus other than investing in real estate. But what's amazing is you can see the trajectory of him getting better and better at doing this. Now, what's maybe and probably better than just how many people he actually sponsored is his numbers. So I'm going to walk you through starting at the bottom and walking up. On the column on the far left is the year 1, 2, 3, and 4. The middle column is the annual profit share he earned. And then on the far right side, that's his lifetime profit share total. Okay. So his first year of recruiting, he brings in about 9,000 in profit share, which, let's be honest, 9,000, that's awesome. But is that changing anyone's life on this call? No, probably not. However, let's watch what happens year after year. Year 2, he brings in almost 15,000 in profit share. So his profit share almost what? It almost doubles, right? Almost doubles. Then the next year, it goes from almost 15,000 to 32,000. So it over doubles. And then the fourth year of Nick doing it, it goes to 50,000. And he passes 100,000 in lifetime profit share in 4 years. So I just want to show you this example and say, you can build an amazing profit share as fast as you want to build it. And it is absolutely possible to do in this company using this strategy to do that. And so I hope moving forward, you will never have that belief of like, hey, it's too late for me, or I missed the boat, or I should have got here sooner. Yeah, we all should have got here sooner, and we all should have done what Jim and Linda did, but we didn't. And there's an amazing opportunity for you if you want to go after it and if you want to build amazing profit share. So when you look at that, like in 4 years, Nick went and built 50,000 in passive, truly the most passive income I've ever found out of any opportunity that I know of. That is mailbox money that shows up every single month. And then Nick can go build upon that and do whatever he wants to do. I know right now he lives on a lot of that, obviously, but also some of that he takes and invests in real estate. He's married. And so they take their wife's income and they're investing in real estate, right? So you can do it as fast as you want to do it. Obviously, Nick was able to do it something pretty amazing in about 4 years. In that time, Nick is now the number 2 sponsoring associate of all time in Keller Williams, and he sponsored over 500 people into the company in that time. That's his beautiful wife there on the screen. So this is the power of a recruiting platform. And to be honest with you, I really can't take credit. We modeled off of what Brent told us to do, but I got to give a shout out to this guy right here. This is Josh Boatman, and I did not put his head on a Superman. He did, but it's kind of a fun photo. Josh Boatman is our regional tech trainer in the Ohio Valley region. And Josh, one day we were in, because I started doing what Brent did, which is I was getting the calls from people saying, how is Nick doing what he's doing? So I was having calls. I was trying to help him. Nobody was doing it because it was technical and hard to build it. But once it's built, it's set and it's ready to roll. But it took time. So Josh came in one day and said, hey, Pres, I think I can build what you guys did, but make it available for everyone. So last year, we are actually coming up on our full 12 months of doing this. Last year, we launched our profit share recruiting sites, which we thought maybe we'd have like a handful of people who want to do it. We've now have over 330 KW associates across the country who are partnered with us, and they leverage our recruiting platform. And last year, this number is actually higher now since we're getting closer to the 12-month mark, but 68,000 recruiting leads were generated from them using our platform, which is pretty amazing. I just want to kind of highlight for you a couple success stories outside of Nick. On the far left is Jules Presta. Jules is just a total rock star. She was the #1 sponsoring agent this past year in 2022. She beat Nick, which is super cool, in her second year of focusing on profit share. And she sponsored 164 people using our platform. Robert is not even a licensed real estate agent. He is an employee at Keller Williams International, and he has sponsored over 9 people into his downline. And then Chad and Carrie Carico, they added 44 people into their downline in about, I think it was about 11 months or so of last year that they were doing this, 10 or 11 months. And then probably my favorite story, this is Heather. And I kind of told you earlier, right? Like building your profit share generally in the past was, if you were a top agent, you had a slight advantage. And this strategy changes that. Heather is actually in operations on a team. So she has her license, but she's not actively selling real estate. Her job is to help her team go out and sell real estate. Well, and she saw this, she jumped in with us, and she recruited 16 people in 90 days. And she spent about less than 10 hours a week focused on recruiting and building her profit share. So it's been pretty awesome to see like anyone inside of our company, regardless of what role, can go out and get their unfair share. So I'm going to quickly kind of break down this strategy model, and then we'll move on to the next model, and we'll kind of open it up for questions. But this is the really the 30,000 foot view of what the heck is a recruiting platform and how does it work. So if you are going out to build your profit share, there are really 3 phases. The first phase is like generating the lead, right? However that looks, right? Talking to an agent, using job boards on the internet, however you do that, you generate a lead to bring them into our company. The second part, the 80%, is like the middle work, which is you have a conversation, you have a conversation with them, you do all the follow-up, all the things in the middle to finally get them ready to hand off to a market center. So what we did with our recruiting platform is we coach our people on how to do the front 10%, which is the lead generation part. The platform does the middle 80% automation, and then we set you up on a call with the recruit, and then you hand them off to a market center. So you do the back 10. So really, like if you think about it, we do the middle 80, and our partners do the front 10, the back 10, and we consult them on how to do that well. Okay, so more kind of in depth of what that actually looks like. A lot of our people leverage platforms like Indeed.com and LinkedIn, and we coach them on how to do that. They drive traffic, they drive leads from a job board over to their recruiting website. Those people sign up on their recruiting website as one of 3 things: either a licensed agent, and that they are someone who is enrolled in school, or they are not enrolled in school. So they actually self-segment themselves into your recruiting website. And then based on that, we then take specific actions based on how they self-segmented themselves. So for example, anyone who is a licensed agent, our partners immediately get notified to call them ASAP. Who in here has ever gotten a come list me? Okay. Those are the best phone calls to get. This is the example of building your downline with a come list me. So this is someone who's gone to your website and said, hey, I'm a licensed agent and I'm looking at Keller Williams. Will you call me? Like, yes, I would love to call you and help get you connected. So that is we don't have any other follow-up on that, is immediate action. Okay. The second one is enrolled in school. And then the third one is not enrolled in school. Those people go on a automated, we built out about a 6-month drip campaign with those people. And we have one major call to action for each of them. So enrolled in school people, the one major call to action is to schedule a call with you on your calendar when you said you're available. The not enrolled in school people is to enroll in school. And one of the unique things we found a way to do is there are online real estate school providers that you can actually have an affiliate link with and earn affiliate income when those people click your link and sign up for real estate school. So one of Andy on my team is also recruiting. And last year he made about $500+ from his affiliate link of helping people get into online real estate school. So we've kind of found some really cool ways to leverage in some other ways to generate some income from this opportunity. Generally speaking, about 7.5% are licensed agent leads that we've seen. About 7.5% are enrolled in school, which leaves, I think, what is that, like about 15%. So 85% of the leads that come in are not enrolled in school. And so we coach and teach different strategy on that, but we built out all the automation for those people and push them onto your calendar. So again, think about this. When I say never having to make a recruiting call again, these people are scheduling calls on your calendar when you say you're available. So how many of you would love to have a real estate business where you just said, hey, I'm just going to send some leads to a website and they're going to click, and when they're ready to list their home, they're going to call me. They're going to set up a call with me. I'm not going to call them. They're going to call me. That's what this process looks like, which is pretty cool. Now, the third step is they schedule a call on your calendar and you have a call with them. And we call these discovery calls. And some of our people do them in 30 minutes. Some of our people do them in 20. And about 2 of the people do them in 10 minutes. And I've got maybe 2 or 3 people who don't even have calls. They just do text messages with these people, which is crazy that they're doing that and they're building their downline. So there's a lot of different strategies of how you do that, but it's a really simple call. It's basically talking to them about where they are in the process and then getting them connected to a market center. So it's not uncommon for some of our people to have a 10 or 20-minute phone call, and then they're referring someone to a market center within a 24-hour period of time. And so this is why people are being able to recruit a lot of people and not having to spend a lot of time recruiting, because they are highly leveraged in doing it. And then the other thing I just wanted to show you quickly is we built in some, when I built the site with Nick, I wrote 6 months worth of blogs, evergreen blogs that, stand the test of time. I built a success in 90 days or less, how to basically get into real estate and start selling immediately. And then also a 6 steps to 6 figures in real estate ebook. And all of that content we white labeled for all of our partners to use. So it's not uncommon for our members to get an email from someone that says, hey, thank you so much for sending this to me. Like, this was super helpful. And then they look up and they're like, hey, Pres, I don't know what you sent them, but whatever it is, great job, because they loved it. And they think that it's from me, right? That's kind of the intent with some of the evergreen drips. Now, I'm just going to quickly walk through this. We're really early in this evolution inside of KW to build your downline. We're only a year in to this. I believe we're going to see 4 different models emerge. Gary teaches the 7 levels, right, of building your business. I kind of see this as like the 4 levels that you're probably going to see over time. The first level is what most of our people do, which is they have a recruiting website and they're actively recruiting. The benefit of them doing that is when you build your profit share, your first level, you're getting 50% of the profit share pool from that person. So you're getting the maximum amount of money from someone who is in your downline, right? So they're actively building out their first level. The second model is the we do it model. So we've got just a number of our people who've started doing this, where they actually have an EA, someone on their team, and or a virtual assistant who is giving them even more leverage. So they're, instead of spending 20% of their time on recruiting, in this process, they're spending less, like 10 to 5%, basically only doing the phone calls. And then their EA does all of the connecting them to a market center and all the other little things. So we'll see people who will look up and who have leverage, and they're going to look up, or as people build their profit share, they may look up and invest in an EA to help them be even more leveraged through doing this. Model 3 is they do it. This is what I do with Nick. So I'm the you in this situation. Nick is the someone in my first level, and he is out building his profit share. Some of you may look up and say, hey, this is so cool. I'm not super passionate about doing it, but I do have a downline, and I know 3 people on my first level who this opportunity might be perfect for. And then you go get them out recruiting, and you win when they win. So I think we'll see that. And then a couple people that I know are doing this model right now, which is they go find multiple Nicks in their first level. And those people are out building their profit share, and you win because they're out building their profit share and they're in your downline. So this is really the evolution that I think we're going to see over this model over time. Now, the second strategy I want to talk with you quickly about is this is what we call we used to call it the Linda method, the Linda model. We've renamed it the influential agent model. And this is how Linda built her profit share. So what I'm going to share with you is our Linda's magic formula. And this is in our course that we teach on profit share. We go deeper into all of these different sections, but it's R plus V over T, okay, equals attraction. And what that means is relationships plus validity plus value gaps over time. And I'll just quickly kind of give you that super high level of what this looks like. It is not about recruiting. It is about what? It is about building relationships with people. I have yet to see someone build an amazing business, company, or anything, profit share, by being a recruiter. However, I've seen people build amazing profit shares by being relationship builders. And so what that looks like in our program is generally we tell people to pick 5 to 10 people that you want to build a relationship with. And here's the caveat. Whether they come or not to KW is not up to you. It's up to them. Your job is to just go and be relationship builders. Ideally, the best place to look is in your local market because you're there, right? Look at the people that you know their lives would be benefited by if they were at this amazing company, okay? The second part is validity. Validity is both your validity, but it's also the company's validity or other people's validity. Validity is the thing that gives people a reason to have a relationship or a conversation with you, okay? The higher your validity, the more likely you are to get into a conversation or a relationship with someone. So a good example I like to share on this one, if Gary Keller called any one of you on the phone and you looked at your phone and it read Gary Keller, would you answer that phone call? I would think every 100% of us would say, yeah, I'd answer that phone call. And I'd probably be a little nervous because Gary has super high validity in real estate, in our industry, in your world. And so the more you can build your validity, the better you're going to be at this process. You could also think of it like your influence, right? Some of the best ways I know to go build, if you're like, hey, my validity is not super high, or I don't think it's high. 2 things I would tell you to do is, number 1, go ask some of your peers. Hey, what do you think my validity is? Like, what are the things that I'm known for, or good at, that you see from your perspective? The second thing I would tell you to do is start teaching classes in the Market Center. Go to your leadership and say, hey, I would like to build my validity. What are the steps that you think I should take to go do that? Because I will tell you, Linda built her validity in this company by saying yes. When she was asked to be on ALC, yes. When she was asked to teach classes, yes. Even when she wasn't prepared. But guess what? She was prepared before the class because she crammed, right? She got the booklet and she read it and she made sure she had stories to be able to impact the people's lives that she was teaching to. When she was asked to open Market Center, she said yes. When she was asked to open a region, she said yes. So I will tell you, you build your validity by leaning into this company and saying yes to the opportunities that present themselves. And then you get better and better over time, and you end up building your validity in the process. The second to last one is value or value gaps. We generally call these value gaps. Everyone in the world has value gaps that they need help with. Every single one of you right now on this call have value gaps. Yes. For some of you, your value gaps right now is I need more leads. For some of you, your value gaps is I need more time, right? It generally falls into one of 3 categories. I'm looking for more money. more time, or opportunity. Okay. One of those three things is generally going to be where your value gap is going to fall. But every single agent out there has value gaps. Your job is to build a relationship with them, ask great questions to uncover what those value gaps are. And then the time part is the final. And that is the part that you do all this over time. This isn't a get rich quick scheme. This is a process you do over your career. And when you do that, what we have found is you will bring great people to our company and build your downline. The last framework I want to teach you on, it's probably one of my favorite things we teach inside of our course, is we call this our self-discovery framework. And the concept is this: people don't do what we tell them. They do what they self-discover. This is really, really true if you want to build anything. You want to build your team. You want to build, your company. You want to build your market center, whatever you want to do. People don't do what we tell them. They do what they self-discover. The way you help people self-discover is one of three ways in this order. Questions is level one of doing that, meaning that instead of telling people, you ask questions, right? So if I don't know if any of you have a coach, but you'll probably find that some of your best coaching calls were the ones where your coach asked you some great questions that made you really think and think differently. So the first way we have to help people self-discover is we have to learn to ask great questions. And what I see a lot of people do is when it comes to building their profit share or whatever, they try to sell and tell people like, oh, I'm just going to convince you that this is the right move. No, you're not going to be able to do that. What you're going to be able to do, though, is ask them right questions to help them think the right way that they need to think, which is also, by the way, Gary's definition of leadership, teaching people how to think. All right. The second layer, level two, is stories. People learn the best, not from statements, but from stories, right? If you think about, I bet if I gave you, like, if you told me, hey, these are my top 5 favorite books, I bet you would, or maybe movies, I bet you would be able to tell me more of the stories from those that you read or watched than you would some of the statements that were said inside of them, right? Like, for whatever reason, God wired us a certain way to really comprehend things based on stories and storytelling. So what I have watched Linda do and incorporate into my life is, instead of telling people, I use stories as a way to teach someone something that I want them to learn. And so some of the things that you should get really good at is your own KW story, telling that journey of what it looked like for you to go from where you were to Keller Williams to watching your life transform. That's powerful. You should also probably learn Linda and Jim's story about being $600,000 in debt, joining this company, being asked to leave, then Gary Keller calling them and asking them to come back, and then them building an amazing business inside of this company that they one day sold for over $1 million, right? They sold their business, real estate business, for over $1 million. Like, those are the stories that when you use their power, there's power behind them and they will help you. There's probably a lot of local market stories of people inside of KW that you should learn and know, right? So stories are super powerful. The final one, the very top, is experiences. We are an experiential company. I don't care how good you are at explaining our company and all the benefits and all the things. The best way for people to understand our company and to decide that this is the right place to take their life and business to the next level is through experiences. And there is no better way of, I'll give you a great example. Family reunion is probably the best experiential opportunity that we have in this entire company. So if you wanted to, if you were like, hey, Pres, I love this model. How would you recommend I go build an amazing profit share doing this? I would tell you, number one, learn Linda's formula and master that in your life. And then number two, don't go to number one, go to family reunion every single year. And every time you go, bring 2 guests. And if you did that, I can almost guarantee you that you would recruit almost 2 guests every single time you brought them to family reunion, because it is an amazing experiential experience. And you won't have to tell them to join KW. They will self-discover through their experience that this is the right company for them. Good example is we brought one of the top 25 players at Berkshire Hathaway from Indianapolis to family reunion, just the one we just had. And we're sitting at dinner on the last night, and they're looking at opening a franchise. and they are big time players, and it's going to be a big land. And they looked over, Josh, the husband looks over at us and says, Pres, I didn't get it before, but I do now. And there is no way you could have explained this to me. I had to experience it myself. So whoever decided to bring me here, kudos, because it was the right move. And it was such a, like, I heard that, I'm like, oh my gosh, Linda and I have to tell that story inside of our program and our course, because that is a perfect example of leveraging the experiences through our company, and training, I think, is the best outlet to do that. But it could also be Red Day. How about letting people come and experience our culture, right? There's a lot of amazing avenues to help people experience who we are and what we do on a local level. It doesn't have to just be the big trainings, right? It could be a regional training or a local training, things like that. Okay. So with that being said, I just want to remind you, this is my favorite quote Linda says, but remember, in this company, don't walk over dollars to get to dimes. What she means by that is, don't just spend your career focused on building your active income through your sales business. Also remember that you have this golden opportunity to build your passive income, your profit share, and don't just walk over those dollars, right? Go after that. Go get both. Go build an amazing business and also an amazing profit share. So, and again, for those who want to go deeper on this, if you're like, hey, this is awesome, this resonates with me, you can always go to profitsharemastery.com, or you can scan the QR code right there. That'll take you over to our website and you can learn more. Yeah, so that's what I got for you. So I think we're done a little early. So if we want to open up for some Q&A, I am happy to answer any questions y'all have or whatever else you want to use me for.
I was just taking a picture of your QR code.
Okay.
That was so great, Pres. Thank you. And it's funny to me, like, something I noticed is these techniques you're using in building your downline, how it translates to sales and working with buyers and sellers. And it's the relationship business.
Yeah, that's right. And one of the questions that came up in the chat was for the recruiting platform, like, are you only recruiting local level people? No, our people actually recruit nationwide, which is part of the benefit of it, because you're talking about extreme diversification, right? In wealth building, you talk about diversifying. Well, you're actually diversifying your downline. So our people are recruiting all over the country in different areas based on the strategies we teach them. So it really helps them to diversify their downline. So it's not all in one area, because something could happen in one area that impacts your profit share, and then you're in trouble. But if you build your downline across the country, then you're really insulated to whatever happens.
Now, Pres, on the flip side of that, would it make sense for somebody who, like, say one of our bigger teams or smaller teams wanted to recruit just hyper locally? Mm-hmm. Would it work for that as well?
100%. We have people who do really both. I've got people who do one or the other. They either recruit local, like Jules, for example. Most of her people come from like 3 markets, which is amazing. And she recruited 146 people. So you can go hyper local. We also have people who go all over the country. And then we also have people who do both. They're like, hey, I want to recruit from my market center, and I'm also going to recruit across the country. So it's really totally dependent on what you want to do and what strategy you want to go with. But I always recommend, like, you should also build your market center. Like, you are planted where you're planted. You have a vested stake in the success of that opportunity. You should also lean into that and build that opportunity and build your own market center too, in addition to, your downline across the country.
Mm-hmm. And I like that you said earlier, it is the truest, most passive income.
100%. So Jim and Linda, they own 35 vacation rentals in Branson, Missouri. They own 8 commercial buildings. They own about 70 residential single family homes. And then they own their profit share, and then they own the region. So they've got multiple businesses, right? I'm just trying to set the scene for you. Multiple businesses, and profit share is the only one that they don't get any calls on. Not one time have they ever gotten a call saying, hey, wanted to call you, the toilet's not working on your profit share. No, profit share, they get no calls. It is true passive income. And someone asked Jim and Linda, I think last year, they said, they didn't know who they were. They're like, hey, so how much do you pay at Keller Williams? Like, how much do you pay at Keller Williams? And Jimmy's like, let me think about that. Our cap is, I think, 20,000. And last year, Keller Williams paid us over $1 million in profit share. So I don't know how to figure that, but it's a pretty good return on what that looks like.
For sure. That's so great. And one other thing I picked up on too maybe in the triangle in the experiences, I happened to listen to your mom and Dana's podcast when you were on the attraction factor, whatever that one was.
Attractive character.
Yes, it was so good. But talking about experience, I think your mom even shared a part of the story, and I think she said, the hairs on the back of my neck were standing up. And you said to hear it like that, you said, you've grown up with her and you had never heard it that way. So the way you tell a story, I think people want to know the vulnerable you. And
that's right. Yeah. And I think I don't remember if I said it on the podcast, but when you're vulnerable, you think you're weak. But the reality is when you're vulnerable to everyone else, you look strong.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just a reminder, like you use your vulnerability, and here's the thing I will tell you, there are people at other companies who when they recruit, it's selfish, meaning they are looking for what's in it for them. Part of what Linda and I teach is we have a fundamental philosophy that life gives to the giver and it takes from the taker. And when you go out into the world and you just focus on giving and the right activities and doing the right things, nothing good will always come back. Right. And so you always have to have, like, when I say be vulnerable, I don't mean like in a strategic, I'm going to get you away. Like it's a true form of who you are. And you've got to be willing to have a giving heart. And if you don't, then it doesn't matter where you are, you're going to have a hard time building passive income through this kind of strategy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other questions in here?
Looks like Kathleen asked me around like finding and talking to team leaders across other states and things like that. We coach and train our people how to do that handoff because it is really important. It's, as I tell our people, the relationship you build with that team leader in that market is as important as the relationship with the person that you're trying to help bring them into Keller Williams. And so we teach them a process of how to find the market centers and then how to make that handoff properly. Because if you don't make that handoff properly, you're going to increase your chance of not getting sponsorship. You're going to increase your chance of the recruit getting dropped and things like that. And so, there are some strategic things you want to do. And they're not hard, right? When you do them right, you significantly increase your chance of getting sponsorship, and you're not going to get all of them, but you will get a lot of them if you do it right.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Pres, one more. How long is your training program?
So the two different things Linda and I have, our online course is go at your own pace. So we've already pre-recorded all the videos. In fact, we're going back right now to re-record all of the new content. So everyone who has the course will get that update here shortly the next month. But it's about 4.5 hours in our original version of content, and it's go at your own pace. So they're all pre-recorded, you watch it, and you can go as fast or as slow as you want to go. And then our recruiting sites, that is an ongoing thing. So you're actually leveraging our process. We build a recruiting site for you, and then we launch that, give it to you, and then we do monthly coaching on how to use that. And so a lot of our people hop on our monthly call, and we're working with them on an ongoing basis of how to continue to stay focused on building their downline and do it the right way.
Great. Oh, yes. Do you either want to pop your QR code back up or
Sure.
type the website in the chat?
Yep. I will do both. So let me share my screen. Okay. Can y'all see that?
Yep.
Okay. So there's that. And then I may have to wait a minute. Then I'll drop down the chat. Oh, there's chat. Okay. It's profitsharemastery.com. And here's the deal. Whether you, hopefully y'all had a chance to get that, whether y'all do it through a recruiting site, or you have someone in your downline do it through a recruiting site, or you do the course because you want to learn how to leverage, both strategies that Linda and I teach to do that well, or none of it. Linda and I are committed. Like whatever path you go down, I highly recommend you do something, because this is an amazing opportunity that if you do nothing, you're I don't know why you wouldn't take advantage of the opportunity. Our owners, one of the things that makes me the most proud, the owners of our franchises have said, I'm willing to give up almost half of my profits to help you build your wealth. Now you got to take it. Like, they gave you the gift to be a partner. Take the gift, right? Like, go build. Here's the other thing to think about. You can be building your own virtual market center. The way I teach our people to look at this is, you're building your own virtual market center that has no rent, no risk, no liability, none of the things that our franchisees have. By building your own virtual market center, by growing your downline, like, you're going to get the profits from those people and not have to own any physical thing that is a risk or liability or whatever, which is pretty amazing. So, don't do something. Doris, you asked, what is the price? So the course price is $497, and you get lifetime access to the course. So you have that for as long as you want to have it, and you can watch it as many times as you want to watch it. The recruiting sites are a one-time setup fee of $299. That helps us build your site, get it launched, because Josh has to individually build every single one of them. And then once it's built, it's $50 a month. That is all you pay to have that recruiting site. And then we coach our people. If you're going to use like a job board, you're going to want some sort of budget for like paying a little bit of money towards the job board. Y'all probably do this in the market center. Y'all probably have a budget for Indeed and things like that. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you, it is amazing the amount of leads that come off of the job boards for the cost that they are. Like, they are really cost-effective ways to generate great leads to go into your downline. So we coach and train all to that and talk about what that looks like. But on our end, it's the $299 setup fee and then $50 a month.
Great. Thank you so very much, Pres. I know as a team leader for next purchase I'm doing that class.
Awesome. Well, we're here to help you guys. And if y'all want to do it as a training, do it as a group and go through it all.
That's a great
idea. I think that could
Everyone's
be really
eyes
cool.
lit up.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. Like, y'all going through it together. But again, at the end of the day, I want you guys to just take action and go take advantage of the opportunity you guys have. We are at the best real estate company in the world. Go after your unfair share. You guys can do this. And I'm not far away. So if I can help y'all at all, I'm here. I'm happy to help you guys with recruits or whatever you guys need from us.
Yep. We'll meet in the middle next time.
All right. I love it. Let's do it.
Thanks, Pres. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.